Good morning, my friends. It's Nanny and the Moose. I'm out here in the garden once again. It's about 7:30 in the morning, a little bit later than I usually like to come out. It's a little bit cooler out here, but I think we have to stop talking about the weather for a while. I'm afraid it's going to be like this until October. So I'm hunting around for a cool place to sit. But I've been trying to think about things that I can do during this heat wave, which is probably going to last most of the summer, where I don't feel like such a slug. You know that feeling of lying on the bed or trying to find a cool corner or falling asleep in the middle of the day, trying to start a project and realizing that you just don't have the energy. That's been happening to me. I'm over here by the rock garden because my little corner over there is about to get drenched. Now that did happen to me about 3 months ago. I set up my chair in the garden. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. I thought I had tons of time because I found out the automatic sprinklers go on about 8:15. Well, that morning, right after I got set up in my chair, already in a little tucked in corner in there, the flood of spray of water came. Well, actually it felt good, but it was coming at me and I had to get out of there. So I never know what's going to happen with that. So it's probably, I don't want to get stuck there again this morning. I did notice that there was a package that must have come yesterday and one of the kids must have left it in our little special place on the wall here. And I think it's a pair of earrings. You know my silver hoops that I wear all the time. I broke one of those little things off. Oh, good heavens, yes. I've been out of my bio oil gel, so I just ordered another one, and I just love this stuff. I've been wearing the Neutrogena the last couple days. I'm warming up to it a little bit, but it still doesn't make me feel like my face is just soaking in oils like this does. So thank heavens for that. And hopefully my silver hoops are here. Yes. So I have another pair of these are those 2-inch ones. I do like the 2-inch silver hoops, and they're just, you can wear them with so many things. So I always need a pair of those around. Well, I said I wasn't going to talk about the weather, but there's certain things that you have to do to adjust yourself to the warm weather. And, you know, I used to be able to sit with my legs all crossed under me. I wonder if I can still do that. Let me see. I don't think so. I just put on a pair of cool PALAZZO pants this morning. I don't know whether you can see them or not, but they're a garden green with little roses on them, and I thought they'd be cool for the day. And my favorite cool top is my Walmart top from a couple of years ago, and it's just one of those semi-sheer, crepey, easy to go shirts that doesn't wrinkle when you wash it. Throw it in the dryer and it's wonderful. I do like getting things done if I can, or at least getting done what the everyday turnover of the same things that you have to do, like replenishing the water bottles in the refrigerator. And I bring them in from the car. As you know, I use my car as my storage place. And then I have to bring in the soda cans. Moosey likes at least once a day he'll have a diet soda of some kind, and I will too at some time. You know, it's the rolls of toilet paper that have to come in from outside. The garbage has to go out. The dishes have to be done. This has to be, you know the drill. Besides taking care of yourself in the morning and Moosey, by the time you're finished with all of those everyday little things, and in this kind of weather, they're not little things, they're big things. you're ready to just relax. And my favorite place, as you know, is on the bed. It's nice and cool in there. We do have these portable air conditioners that just, when I walk into our bedroom, if I leave the curtain closed and the door to the closet room and the bathroom, that will cool off to the point where I feel good. I bet in less than 15 minutes, more like 10 minutes. It's wonderful. Now this coming week, we have a very busy week. Moosey has 2 more Mohs surgeries, and he has his appointment, yay, with the VA for his hearing tests, and hopefully we'll get some new hearing aids or whatever they're gonna do. Let's hope that it improves his hearing, because it's been frustrating for both of us. So next week we have 3 of those appointments, and there was something else too that I can't. And I've been trying not to go out for anything else, even for food shopping. So let me tell you what my little project for the week is. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through my cabinets in the kitchen and my freezer and my refrigerator, and I'm trying to pick out foods that I know I can make into a meal. Now the meals are going to be, right now Moosey and I are not enjoying heavy meals with mashed potatoes or meat or something like that. It's more on the lighter side of things that I've been creating, and I've been doing pretty well. Both woke up, honestly, about 1:30. We fell asleep early, and we're talking in bed, and you know that tossing and turning is just not good. And Moo said, "Want to watch TV? Go back to one of our series." And we turned the television on at 1:30 in the morning. Enjoying it. So we watched that till about 3 in the morning. Can you believe it? And I started to get a little sleepy. He said, "You want to watch one more episode?" And I said, "No, I think I'm going." He said, "Okay, I think I'll read my book for a while and doze off." You know, there's certain ways that you have of falling asleep, and you kind of rely on those to put you to sleep. But how crazy. So we both slept through from 3:30 to, I think it was almost 7:30 this morning. And I consider that an accomplishment. I think I got enough sleep during the night. Crazy, isn't it? But back to the kitchen. So I think maybe today we'll have a little session in the kitchen later on. I went through the cabinet and I found some cans of salmon, canned salmon. We've used it before, and I think I've made some salmon patties for you, and those have been good. I've had some good recipes for that, but this time I want to combine it in a casserole. So later on today, we'll make together a salmon casserole with things from my cabinets. I think I might have a couple of cans of veggies. Maybe I have a can of mushrooms. You know how sometimes you use cans of soup for the sauces in some of these casseroles. I do have plenty of noodles and pasta and everything. So that's what you might see with me this afternoon. I've also tried to think of things I could do in this heat that wouldn't require a lot of energy. I still do have to tend to the flowers in the morning. I do have to do some hand watering before I go in, and I do detect, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit of a breeze right now. This is lovely. I think what I'm going to do is maybe enjoy this quiet time in the morning. I don't see Shamu anywhere, but Ghost is over there waiting for my attention. So I think I'll just stay out here and enjoy this beautiful, oh, so fun. You know, I feel better when my legs are up. I'm getting used to that position in bed where my legs are up, and it feels good. this does feel nice, and I do feel a breeze, and there's no sun on me yet, so I'm going to enjoy this for a while. So what have you all been doing in this weather, in the heat? Tell me what you've been doing to keep yourself calm and safe, besides hopefully drinking a lot of water and not being out in the sun. I feel so bad for workers that have to show up for their jobs every day now and work in this heat, road workers and gardeners and people who just keep going in this heat. People who have to go to jobs every day, outside jobs. I hope if you're in offices or places where you can stay cool, do take advantage of that. Why does the weather always dictate so much of what we do in our lives? It does, doesn't it? You just have to stop worrying about what you're not accomplishing. I tend to do that. I look around the house and I see buildups of stuff in corners and various jobs. You know, every day there's always clean out or something extra. And I tend to feel guilty, but you know, I'm trying to train myself not to feel that way anymore, to just do what I can at this age of almost 86. I still can't believe it. And just get done what I want to get done. All my life I've been so used to being on the go. I've had tons of energy. I used to drive daughter-in-laws crazy with, you know, let's do this, let's do that, and clean up and whatever, redecorate, always redecorating and painting and down on my knees on the floor. That's all in the past with me now. That's just not what I'm doing. I'm looking forward to fall projects. As you know, last year we did those pumpkins where we had our glue guns out. Cindy and I had so much fun on the patio, and we created these beautiful pumpkin decorations where we glued succulents and pieces of little berries. Some of it was fake greenery, and they looked so cute. And I think many of you have said you made those with us. Bonnie made one too up in Idaho. And this year we might redress it. I still have the pumpkin. It spent most of the time outside and did beautifully for months and months. Few of the yuccas grew bigger, and some of them just fell off. So I have some hot glue that I have to get off, but I'm going to redo that one as a project with you. And then I've mentioned that we're going to do a Christmas project with tiny little yuccas. So I'm trying to keep my yuccas here in the rock garden nice and tiny. I don't want them to grow. So my hairdo is falling down. I have that that big wide, what's it, a 6-inch comb in my hair to just get it up off my neck. But it's a great big giant clip that I just whoop the hair up off my neck on top of my head. And it looks like cellulose. It looks like a very expensive comb. I believe it was around $10 or under, though. I did buy 2 of them, and I absolutely love it. So maybe I'll show you the back of it if I can. Turn around and show you. You see how it just up here, you put it high, and then it has these big long prongs or things that go down into your hair. It does a pretty good job. So next time I see you, it might be in the kitchen. Oh, look who's coming out to join me. Oh, glad there's join me. I have your coffee all ready for you. Isn't this nice out here right now? It's not bad, is it? It is. Yeah. Dodger boy today again, huh? Any games on?
Yes, they're back on. They're playing Texas.
Oh, good.
3 games in a row. We'll see.
Good. Well, there's your coffee, all set to
Hey,
go.
thank you.
I'm going to be doing a little cooking later, I told my friends. So I'll be in the kitchen making us another surprise supper. But these little summer suppers are okay with you, right?
Say it again, hon.
These little summer suppers are okay with you?
Sure.
Good. That's what they're going to be for a while. Mosey has joined me out here because it's so beautiful. And look what he's picked up.
Am I getting rid of the bags under my eyes?
Oh, they're disappearing as we speak. I brought out, when I got Mosey's coffee, when I knew he was coming out just a few minutes ago, I took these rollers out of my freezer. And oh boy, don't they feel good, Mosey?
Dude, they wake me up.
Icy cold. Well, that's the whole point.
I just get out of bed, so fine.
That's the whole point. Ladies, I hope you have these little tools.
What if you're really hot someplace else?
I don't know whether
like
it is.
This? Can you do that?
I don't think so.
No, okay,
No,
whatever.
that won't work. Try the other one. The big one. This is called the ice roller. And this is for your whole face or your neck, back of your neck. Try that. Now it's been out a while. Might not be as cold. I love that.
It feels good, but I don't know what is it supposed to be.
It's supposed to get rid of puffiness, and you go up like this on your neck. It just helps I suppose it stimulates the muscles in your neck and I just love it to keep cool and perhaps just get rid of some morning puffiness.
Excuse me, ladies in the audience, guys in the audience, do I look vaguely silly to you doing this?
No way.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the audience. Come on.
Talk to my buddy Jazz.
Write in and say I look silly.
Jazz takes care of himself, and I imagine him as a very handsome man.
Your dad?
No. One of my viewers is a guy named Jazz that is just talks all the time, and he's wonderful about watching all our videos, and I imagine him as to be a very handsome, middle-aged man who has a beautiful ward, loves to dress, and enjoying himself no end. And I bet you Jazz uses some of these. Men want to be beautiful too, you know. It does feel nice, doesn't it? I like it on my neck. It's so nice and cool.
Yeah.
You know, these are very inexpensive on Amazon. This one's called an ice roller. Breakfast this morning is little French toast sticks that you dip in maple syrup, and a little bit of cantaloupe melon.
Good.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
And do you hear the breezes? So it's supper time, and as I said, I'm going to make that salmon casserole. And I have grabbed things from my cabinet, a lot of canned goods, some things from the refrigerator, some sour cream, some garlic and capers, and what else? Pesto, some onions. I think I'll put the onions in. I'm not too sure about that. And also from the pantry shelf, I have more than half a bag of extra wide egg noodles. I thought the curly noodles would be fun with this dish. I have my, looks like 9 by 13, but you know what? I think it's smaller. It looks a little smaller than that, this dish. But since it's just for Moosey and I, this is what I'm going to use. The recipe calls for 9 by 13 that I'm going to use. But as you know, I'm going to mix up that recipe anyway and pretty much use my own idea of the amount of things I want to put in it. I have my bowl ready to mix, and that's all there is to it. I said I was going to clean out the freezer as much as I could and my cabinets, and I'm ready to go. I do have a couple of cans of soup, and I can't decide whether I'm going to use a cream of mushroom or this might be really good, the New England Clam Chowder, because this might give it a fishy taste. Both of them are creamy, and that's why I'm adding the extra sour cream. Might also add in a little milk. Now I do have some peas And I think that's the only veggie. You could put whatever you want in there. You could put mushrooms. If I had a can of mushrooms or fresh mushrooms, I would put those in, but I don't. And we're going on what we have here. I forgot to tell you what the star of the show is, and it's a can of pink salmon. Now it's not smoked, it's just Chicken of the Sea brand, and it's your traditional style of salmon. And that's what it's going to be all about. 2 things I forgot to tell you about that I have to put in this. I have to put in about 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese or Mexican style cheese, or any kind of cheese you want. Mozzarella cheese would be great. I love mozzarella. But I happen to have a bag of this in the refrigerator. So don't want to forget that. And the cherry on the top would probably be some breadcrumbs, which I don't have. So what I'm going to do is I have some bread that's about ready to go stale, and I'm going to toast it, cube it, and quickly put some garlic in it, and then sprinkle that on top. Okay, the water is boiling. I'm going to throw the egg noodles in. I'm going to be cutting the toast into small cubes. As you can see, my kitchen is tiny. A tiny 100-year-old adobe, but I've tried to make it that way with my decor. Go with the flow, right? Won't put them on top of the casserole till about 10 minutes near the end, right when the it's almost cooked, because I don't want them to burn. So now I'm just gonna do them here. The name of the game is you're supposed to keep some of those nice panko breadcrumbs on hand at all times. So as you can see, my noodles are ready to go. They're cooked. The breadcrumbs are ready. Let's bring the camera back. I'm using my new, here we go. How's that? All the way. There we go. So I've made the decision to use the New England Clam Chowder mixture because I think that might be nice. So it's the larger one. What are these? About 16 ounces. This is 18.5 ounces. So I'm putting all that in. Of course, that has potatoes in it too, and clams. So we're getting a little bonus here with some potatoes. Now, that is thick, and I'm going to add a little bit of sour cream to it. Maybe, as you can see how much I'm adding. I do think it has to be thinned out, so I'm going to get the milk out, and we'll go with the milk. So good getting rid of cans. It opens up my pantry a little bit more. So I'm just going to mix up the sour cream, the soup, and put a little milk in this sauce. Oh, what's that? Maybe 3/4 of a cup or a cup. You know, you have to learn to cook like this if you're going to go along with me, because I prefer not measuring everything out. Sometimes I do if it's a complicated recipe. I have a full can of peas here, the normal, what is that, 12 ounces, 13, 14 ounces. I'm gonna add the whole thing. Okay, now I'm not gonna use the second can of soup. I'm going to add some capers. I wish I had more because I adore capers. I love the taste of them, especially on my smoked salmon and bagel and cream cheese sandwiches. One of my favorite meals. I'll put the cheese in after it gets all into the casserole. That might be sufficient. I really don't have to lean too far to reach the stove and the cabinets and everything else in here. Okay, now I've taken the skin off the salmon as much as I can, and I've left it in as big chunks as I can. And I'm gonna put that on top of the casserole now, spread it out. And it seems to be sufficient. There should be plenty of salmon in here to get your taste of salmon. The garlic is going to be in with on the topping, but I'm gonna put a little bit of that in here. And I would put fresh garlic in this, But once again, I don't have any. So I put a little bit of minced garlic in the sauce. What else? I'm gonna put some onions in. Now remember, I didn't saute them. I hope that's not a mistake. I hope they will cook. These should definitely soften up because you cook it for 35 or 40 minutes at 350 degrees. I like my onions, what the heck. Okay, I don't think I forgot anything. This is a can that can go. I think we're ready, other than the spices. Now let me get the spices. In my way of thinking, this recipe calls for dill more than anything. Mainly because I love dill, and second of all, because dill goes with fish meals, right? So I'm gonna put lots of dill right on top of the salmon, and I hope I have enough left. Quite a bit. I'm also going to put a little bit of garlic and a little bit of Italian seasoning. Don't we always use Italian for everything, right? That's a lot, but that's good. Garlic powder, a little bit of that, even though I have garlic powder in the rest of it. I smell the dill. So just a tad of Italian seasoning, not much. Maybe half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, not even. I think I put everything else in. You'll let me know if I didn't. Okay. I didn't put any of the pesto in because I think it's enough. Okay, now let's see. You can see the consistency of the sauce. I'm gonna put a little more in because there's nothing like a dry casserole. We don't want that. Okay. So here we go into a 350 degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes, and I will keep an eye on it. So I lied when I said I was going to make a nice cool supper. You know, if it weren't for having to cook the noodles, it would have been okay. So I am going to put this on for, let's say 30 minutes. Oh, I'm going into the bedroom, put my piggies up, and bring this with me. And, oh no, I'm supposed to put the breadcrumbs on. So I will put it at 25, maybe 25. How's that? There we go. 25 minutes, and then the breadcrumbs go on. So I'll see you in 25 minutes. Hold the presses. Whoa, we have to back up. Nanny forgot the cheese. So, typical me. Sorry, ladies. So just forget about the sauce on top, because right before you put the sauce on, you would sprinkle lots of this great, I have Mexican blend that could be cheddar or mozzarella. So I'm going to do that now. I have taken off quite a bit, as you can see in this bowl, and it's not going to matter. Thank heavens, it's not going to affect this. But I've taken off most of the topping that I poured on. I'm going to put the cheese on now. A nice load of it. I'm going to go all over the top of this with cheese. And you know what? After I put the sauce back on, I'm going to put a little bit more cheese. So I think we have a good amount of cheese here now. Now I'm going to put the sauce back on again. Okay. Oh, look, I did take a lot off, so I'm just going to put it all back on again. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Whew, I made a save, I think. I don't think it mattered because it's fine. Oh, looks just like it did before, except now it has cheese on it. So, back into the oven it goes. I will show it to you again. Oops, teeny bit hot. It was only in the oven for probably 4 minutes before I remembered. Thank heavens. See, it doesn't look any different. So, I'll reset my timer. No, it didn't ring. So I'll start all over again because it wasn't in more than 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to set it for 25 minutes again. And now I can go in and lie on my bed for 25 minutes. See you then. I'm going to take a nice cold bottle of water into the bed with me now. And I'm not going to go to sleep. I got my timer with me. Oh, feels good. Just took it out of the oven and all the cheese is melted. It looks beautiful. All it needs is the breadcrumbs on top and probably another 5, 6, 7 minutes and we should be eating. So I'm going to put the breadcrumbs all over the top. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? And I'm gonna dish it out now. Moosey is ready to eat. And I think this should be yummy. Ooh, it looks good. Now it's just as I planned. It's not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be nice and gooey. Oh boy. Bon appetit. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. And if you want, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment on this fun video. And especially the cooking part, real comical and very, very warm. God bless us all.